As you all probably know, the F1 franchise has been somewhat of a letdown in its last few releases, and most players desperately seek a worthy F1 game. Well, it just turns out that the next F1 game, F1 24, will release on the 31st of May, so in a bit less than a month. EA has announced a few interesting new features we are going to go through today in this video and summarize everything in the end. Let's go! Alright, let's start with the most important part of any racing sim, the handling model. EA Sports will introduce a revised handling model called Dynamic Handling. This means the suspension model was remade and improved, making the cars feel more realistic and more difficult to drive. The player will now also feel the car's weight distribution under different loads. EA claims that these changes to the handling model were one of the most significant ones in the entire series. The tire model received a revision as well. The difference in grip between high speed and low speed corners will be much more noticeable, and tire temperatures will have a bigger impact on grip. Driving in dirty air will also make the tires wear out quicker than driving in clean air, affecting the strategies and making overtakes more important and valuable. Another change is the tire behavior in the wet. In rainy conditions, driving off the racing line will cool the tires down, and you can prevent overheating this way. A few tweaks were also made to the ERS. It affects straight line speed more and can be harvested by lifting off the throttle before corners. A new engine braking setup option will allow players to decide between less grip and more harvested energy, and more grip but less harvested energy. ERS modes can again be changed to all settings in every session. Let's move on to the career mode. You will now be able to play the driver career not only as a fictional character, but also as one of the 20 current drivers and even F1 icons such as Ayrton Senna or Michael Schumacher. A new recognition system will also be introduced. It can be boosted by completing specific goals during race weekends, contract targets, and the season in general. Boosting your recognition will create a more meaningful and personalized standing within the paddock. The reputation will affect the refreshed R&D system, meaning you and your teammate will develop the cars separately and potentially set a different focus. So-called secret meetings will be available from time to time during the season. You will be able to talk with other teams behind your current one's back to see if you're a right fit for a potential future move. To keep the seasons diverse, a season scenario feature will be introduced, allowing the player to decide between high inflation, chip shortage, and other situations. And finally, the introduction of accolades, those being long-term milestones linked to each driver based on their achievements in the past. When creating a fictional character, you will slowly add accolades to your list, starting with a blank sheet, and when playing as a real-world driver, you will take over their accolades and build upon them. When playing as Hamilton, for example, your goal will be the 8th world title. When choosing Verstappen, the title defense is your priority. Earning accolades will increase your driver rating and open the doors for better teams and contracts. Another feature added is the challenge career. This is basically a short career scenario predefined by the developers, which you can take part in. Participants will be compared on leaderboards, and the player scoring the most points will be crowned champion of the challenge career. So, answering the question in this video's title, is F1 24 going to save the franchise? In my opinion, this year's game seems like a decent step forward. There are some interesting new features, and the existing career model has been tweaked and adjusted in the right direction, focusing on creating the immersion of being a real F1 driver. If the handling model will really feel that realistic and different as EA claim, a move in the right direction has been done here too. Driving an F1 car shouldn't be that easy and mundane, even in a simcade game like this. It's good to see a fresh mode being introduced as well, however I'm not very optimistic about the challenge career getting popular and being played much. With all these features looking exciting, we can't get too hyped up and happy. As mentioned, this is a good step forward, but if you look at possible changes like a completely new game engine that would really bring the whole driving experience to another level, the seemingly great features really shrink in my eyes. Also, nothing has been done to the My Team career mode, which has been lacking for years now and is desperate for fresh changes, like an own engine manufacturer, a livery editor, and so on. So, summing things up, despite the big missed opportunities, F1 24 seems an upgrade to the last year's game, and when strictly comparing these two, I think that we could have some fun in the new game, especially when playing as a real F1 driver with all the features mentioned that evolve around this. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, consider subscribing to my channel and let me know in the comments what you think about the upcoming F1 game. Are you going to buy it or not? I'm really curious what your take on this is. That's it from me today. Have a great rest of your day and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.